It's hot. It is hot, Maxie. I actually went to the store today because I need to get groceries as I do on Sundays, and went there. And I'm not kidding, man. Everything in the green section, like lettuce, kale, fruits, veggies, gone. Empty shelves everywhere. And then I was like, all right, I guess I'll get milk. No milk, no eggs, no nothing. I'm like, this store's run out of everything, and I couldn't get anything. And so I had to buy dinner from the deli, or not the deli, whatever they sell in their Chinese area. And I got
Asian area.
It's the Asian area, and I got General Tso's, and and then I also got some caprese salad, caprese, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Tasted great going down. Tasted good going down, man. Let me tell you though, coming out not so good. I've been on the John all day, all evening. It's been brutal, man. But I'm feeling a little bit better. Tummy's getting better. Need to take some Tums, but we're doing all right.
That's really great. Wait. Why would you think that the greens and the fruits and the milk were gone? Why?
Well, I didn't think it. They were just gone.
Sorry. So no. It truly was gone, but
it was gone. All of it was gone.
But do we know why?
I don't know. People are
did
shopping.
It go bad, or did it?
I don't know,
because it was so
no
hot.
I didn't ask anybody. I'm guessing because it's so hot. It reached 100. It reached over 100 today, 103, and
no, it didn't.
Yes, it did. Yes, I saw on Twitter. It reached 103 at 4 p.m. today.
Do you believe everything you read on Twitter?
Yeah, with a blue check mark, I do. The blue check marks. I don't know. I shouldn't believe everything I do on Twitter, but I do. But yeah, man, I wish I was able to get on a boat. Shout out to a couple listeners who are my friends. Thanks for the invitations. I didn't get any invitations. I got to see it from their Snapchats and Instagram stories. And I'm like, oh, sweet. All right. I guess I'm not getting the invite. You all know who you are. Dead to me. It's dead to me. Is
that Kimpton with the bump left arm?
100%. And my brother, my twin brother, my own flesh. Not getting any invites. And I called Riley today, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm going on the boat with Pat. I'm like, oh, sick. I must have, invite got lost in the mail. Who knows? He forgot my number. I don't know. But I didn't get any invites to that. So I guess I got to buy my own boat, and then I'll just go sink theirs, and then I'll be on my boat. And can I come? I'll say no. That wouldn't be tight, but yeah, man. Happy belated, big dogs. For all y'all listening, Maxie turned 27, and that was on Friday, and we had quite the celebration, man. We went to a house party, and that was the first house party I've been to in like over a year. And one funny, weird thing that was going on at that house party, I was with my other buddy Riley, me, Max, Riley, and some other people that were with us. But Riley and I both have mustaches right now. We had so many compliments on our mustache, but they were all from dudes. Not a single one. Not a single one was from any chicks. So I was like, all right, I guess the fellas appreciate it, but the chicks are running away.
Well, you can look at that one of two ways. Either one, and this is my assumption, the girls just don't like it. Or number two, they were too shy to say anything about it, which is what you might think.
Yeah, let's go with the latter. They're too shy to come and approach me. I'm such an intimidating fellow with the. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Well, listen. You are now listening to episode 14 or 15. It's one of those of Monday Mojo. We're in the dead end of June, and Chris, I appreciate you saying happy belated. I had a phenomenal 27th birthday. That's right. I'm 27. A lot of good people out there. And the beauty of Friday night that we had on June 25th was, well, I guess we didn't ask everyone, but for the most part, everyone's vaccinated, right? So we went out.
we didn't ask anybody. we assume.
It's not really a cool thing.
But we're vaccinated, so that's all I care about. Because if we're vaccinated, then it doesn't matter, right? For us personally.
Well, yes, for the most part. But there's a whole Delta variant that's out there that we have no business talking about. We'll find out what it's going to do with us in a little bit. But we went out to a house party, and I brought some folks back to my place, and we had a late night.
No, we had an early morning.
We had an early morning. We did. And part of the reason, Chris, right, was it just was so goddamn hot.
Yeah, that's definitely it. It was hot. It was hot. But what else is hot? Our boys, the Seattle Mariners. They are hot as fire. They're real hot. And the most hot part about the Seattle Mariners right now is, I would say, the bottom of our lineup. We did something that hasn't been done since 2003. The last 5 games before the second game of today. This is Sunday, Monday Mojo, recorded on Sunday, dropped on Monday. We had 5 games in a row where our number 9 hitter hit a dinger. And that's the first time it happened since the Yankees did it back in 2003. And so that's
in all of baseball.
In all of baseball, yeah. There hasn't been a game. There hadn't been a 5-game stretch where the bottom number 9 hitter had hit a homer in 5 games in a row. And Taylor Trammell hit 2 homers in the first game today by hitting number 9, which one was ended up being the game-winning home run because we won 3-2. And that was great to see because Taylor Trammell, I love that guy. And on that second home run he hit today, this is going to go to a point I wanted to make. The Seattle Mariners, this team has a lot of swagger, and I love to see it with the young team that we have. But Taylor Trammell did a bat flip for the ages today. He absolutely got into that. He got into that pitch and he ripped it. And from his initial reaction, it was so kind of nonchalant at first. I thought it was going foul, but then you see it and it's just cranked, way inside fair territory. And he just grabs the bat, flips it once, catches it, and then just tosses it. And it was a great bat flip.
Chris, was this his first home run of the first game? Second home run. That was in the 9th inning.
Yeah, he pimped on it. Yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed about him in his home run in the first game, his first home run in the game, was when I watched the replay, he hit it, and his eyes seemed to drift into foul territory, like he had lost the vision after it hit his bat, right? Yeah, and sure enough, it left the yard, but he didn't even know where the ball went.
No, man. That's kind of the initial reaction I got, because I was looking, I was like, oh damn it, it's going foul, but he got into it. But then I'm like, oh my god, it's fair. No, all right, let's go, we're gonna win. Right. And then Gravy Train came and closed it out like he does.
Yes, he does.
But another gentleman on the squad that's showing some swagger is Paul Sewald. As we said in a few episodes ago, Trevor Bauer sword celebration. He puts that sword and holsters it into his pocket, and slams the holster to the pocket. And Sewald, I think I said this on another episode before, did this as well. He did the sword celly, and Trevor Bauer even shouted him out, and he knighted him on Twitter, which was pretty funny. But then a few days ago, I'm thinking to myself, like, what other sellies could a pitcher do when they do something wrong, when they do something nasty? And the first kind of one I was able to think of was kind of a Vegas style thing, rolling the dice, shuffling them in your hand and then rolling them on the table like you do in craps. Right. And lo and behold, the next game, Paul Sewald did that celebration, and I'm like, is this guy in my head? Is he seeing what seeing what I'm thinking? He did the roll the dice celly, and he just continues to do celebrations when he does something nasty. And he's been nasty because that slider is filth.
Yeah, it's dirty.
Oh, it's filth, man.
It's illegal. It should be
illegal. Speaking of illegal,
speaking of illegal sliders, actually, I had one of those. You know that.
Yes, I did. Well, but in real talk, speaking of illegal, yes. Hector Santiago got ejected today for what the umps thought was substance. As this is the first Monday, was the first week or first day that the MLB put into effect of the suspensions coming into play. And the Seattle Mariners are going to go down in the history books, baby. First team to get not caught, because the umps, what they did, Hector Santiago was running off the mound, and he jokingly did like a 2-step runaway from the umps, like, oh no, you're not going to check me. But he's like, I'm coming back, and give him their hat, give him the glove. And they give him the hat back, and then and then they're like, continue to look at the glove, and inside the glove where you put your hand, there was something suspiciously sticky. And the umps continued to check it, and Scott came out, and he was like asking what the hell is wrong. And in the post-game conference, Santiago was saying that it was pine tar and sweat or excuse me, not pine tar. Yeah, that is illegal. It was rosin the rosin and sweat. Rosin, thank you. Rosin and sweat combined, and that creates something sticky, but rosin is legal. I don't know like what. I know rosin's legal because they have a freaking rosin bag on the mound, and they're going to take it to MLB headquarters. They're going to further inspect the glove. They put it in a freaking garbage bag, a hefty garbage bag. Yeah, that's what they're storing it in. And I'm like, all right.
Wait, I'm sorry.
The umpires, they took the glove from
I
Santiago.
understand but the umpires took Santiago's glove.
Yeah, they took his glove
and put it in a garbage bag.
Yeah, put it in a garbage bag for concealment. I don't know. And they're gonna probably put it in something else for evidence. There you go. Like trying to be on an episode of CSI or something like that. CSI Seattle, 100-degree weather. SVU,
Law and Order.
And there is an appeal process, and so he's going to go through the appeal process. Scott is confident that he's not going to get suspended for the 10 games, which that would suck ass because we were talking about what happens when a player gets suspended on a few episodes ago, and when a player does get suspended for this act of using a substance, if they do come to the conclusion that it is illegal, the player gets suspended they still get pay, but the team doesn't get to take the team has to keep that roster spot as Hector Santiago's in this case. So they can't bring somebody up. And so in an already thin bullpen that we have right now, it gets even thinner if that's the case. And so that would suck. So let's hope that doesn't happen. And either way, I mean, like the way Santiago is reacting, dude, he seems just like an honest guy. I feel like I have a pretty damn good ability into reading somebody and feeling, if they're going to be shady, if they're honest or whatnot. I believe Hector's honest, and honest truth to God, hand up, baby.
Wait, so really quick on that. So Gilbert went 2, right, in that inning. Oh, but this was yesterday, correct?
So we kind of got shafted. We got shafted because Gilbert started yesterday and he was looking filthy. And he went 2 innings.
He gave up 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, no walks, no
strikeouts
runs.
Run his changeup too. Strikeouts run his changeup too. And that changeup is coming. It got born a couple weeks ago and it's growing up quickly in front of our eyes. And it's looking nice.
So it's nasty. But let me ask you this, Chris. So you had mentioned that today, of all days, was the day that they first started enforcing this new substance rule for players, batters, and pitchers, and everything else.
No, that was Monday of this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when everybody was listening to this, it was last Monday.
Right. So Santiago, what is this just the first example of the MLB trying to lay down the law regarding pine tar or rosin or.
Well, my best guess is at that point in time, Santiago saying it's rosin and a mix of rosin and sweat. And when those two mix together, it becomes sticky. And what they couldn't say what it was, the umpires, because they're like, I don't know that this is rosin, but they're going to take it to the MLB headquarters. They'll do the testing and they'll scientifically do whatever they need to do in the name of science. Yeah. They'll do whatever they need to do to figure out what it was. They'll, put it under one of the microscopes like we used to do back in science class in 8th grade.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I mean, either way, like it would suck, but
why is it so for years there has been a rosin bag at the back of the mound, right? Yeah. And baseball typically takes place in the dead of summer, right? Yep. A lot of cities out here get hotter than, we're recording this in Seattle, Washington right now, where it's 95 degrees on Sunday and it's going to be 106 on Monday, but
95 degrees at 9:30 at night.
Yeah, no, it's
stupid.
That's absurd. It is incredibly stupid. But of all the what I'm trying, the point I'm trying to make, right? If you can't already predict it, is there are a lot of sweaty pitchers out there in the MLB that are pitching at 1:00 on a Sunday? And why is it that it was just today that Santiago gets called out for a sweaty rosin substance in his glove? Do we think it's something more, or
no, I don't think it's anything more.
Okay.
No, they've just been. They check at the end of most innings, or when a pitcher's coming out of the game. In this case, Santiago is coming out of the game, and they checked him, and he had that sticky situation. Yes, punny. So we'll see what happens with that. But I also said on a few episodes ago that I thought we were done doing bullpen starts. Marco Gonzalez couldn't start today as he was supposed to, because Marco's wife and him are expecting their child. So he's on paternity leave. And you know what that means?
What?
When Marco comes back, Marco's going to have a kid.
Yes.
That means Marco's going to have dad strength. So we are going to be seeing a new Marco Gonzalez when he's got dad strength. When Mike Trout came into the game after his wife had given birth, the dude went off. He hit like a couple of homers in back-to-back games. I mean, right. When you have a kid, you get new strength. I don't know that yet, but one day, hopefully we will. But Marco's going to be a freaking father. So he's going to have that dad strength, and he's going to be able to do things that he didn't even know he could do. I'm excited to see that happen. Just some little small tidbit I wanted to toss in here when I found the right opening, and door opened and I walked on through.
Well, what I'm excited about for Marco is his ERA to go down, and I think with that dad strength, I think it will. But I really want our ace back, And actually, this brings up a good point, Chris. Here, at this point in the season, after the games that have been that we've seen, who do you think are aces at this point in time?
You said Kikuchi, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no doubt. Agree. You say, and then Logan. There are 1, 2. But I'm not taking anything away from Chris Flexen. And I actually was reading an article from somebody in either on ESPN or from the MLB or whatever it was. They were writing about the most surprises, or the biggest surprise for each team. And I skipped through everybody and went to the Mariners. And they had put down, I believe, Will Vest. Shit, it could have been somebody different, and I should know it. But the biggest surprise in my eyes is easily Chris Flexen. I mean, we got that guy who's playing the Japan League, or in Korea, excuse me. And he's only like 25, and he's been going off. He's been consistent. He's made almost every single start this year, and he's at home got a sub-3 ERA. I mean, the guy's been going off, which is great to see. But but they did say to give them a little bit of credit that the entire bullpen has been a surprise in itself, and so they just, I guess, had to put a name in there. But in my mind, Chris Flexen takes that because Flexy's flexing.
Right, but what you're saying is you say, in your opinion, is at this point in time our ace.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Whenever he does take the mound, I watch the game with more at ease.
Honestly,
as one would say. Right?
For me, right? Yeah, 100%. For me right now, that's with every pitcher except for Justice Sheffield. Anytime any of our pitchers are on the mound right now, I'm feeling pretty damn confident. But when Justice Sheffield's on the mound, that's when I'm like, all right, this is going to be tough. And it seems like we just don't score runs when he's on the mound too. So he gives up a lot and we don't score a lot. And so those two, that's not a good recipe for success.
I remember a couple of times you and I have watched Justice pitching either at the game or on TV. One of the things that you keep pointing out is whenever he has 2 outs in an inning, he doesn't act like he has 2 outs in an inning, right? He kind of, he doesn't finish strong. It's just
like he's got to get it together. He's got to get it together.
Still the case lately, as of late?
No, now it's just like he's giving up runs like all the time.
So it's 0 outs, 1 out, 2 outs.
It's just getting worse. And I'm like, my guy, come on, man. He's got to figure that out. I hope he will. He's still young, obviously, but, we'll see what happens. But another thing that happened was Shed Long in the first game against the Rockies. In the 8th inning, he hit a 418-foot shot, which was the 7,000th home run in franchise history. It was just straightaway center. People from all walks of manners tweeting and reporting, and even MLB reporting, they were all commenting on that 7,000th. And I'm like, you guys are failing to forget. He also got 6,999 with the walk-off grand slam in Tampa Bay. So he's got 6,999 and 7,000, which I think is pretty tight.
Wasn't that phenomenal, man?
So that was tight. That was tight.
That's why we watch Mariner games.
And that's another guy on the team that's got a lot of freaking swagger. Shed Long Drip Jr. is what we like to call him. Shed Long Drip. Kind of like long, but but I mean, that Colorado series, we didn't score too much. I don't know. Max, I think you were saying this, or maybe it was Weifel. It's like whenever we play a team that we're supposed to beat, that's when we don't do well, or we kind of play down to their level. It seems like we've done that with Detroit. And now we've done that with Colorado. We did take 1 of 2, which we definitely should have swept them. But that second game, Justice Sheffield was pitching again, not at ease when he is on the mound. And then, to the Chicago White Sox series, Dave Sims, my guy, you were wrong. Because in our very first episode, as we've pointed out a number of times, you said the White Sox are going to be a bitch. No, they weren't. We took 4-6. We took 4-6 from them.
So we're done seeing them for the season.
We're done with the AL Central, except for the Royals. We have 7 games left against the Royals.
7?
Yeah, right. Big number.
Jeez.
Yeah, 4-game and a 3-game, I believe.
Well, I mean, Dave Sims had a very good point that is entirely accurate. The Chicago White Sox are they're a bitch, but we look, to your point, we showed up and we played to the contest, right?
Yeah.
We did decent enough. I did want to take all 3, but I think what really mattered, Chris, when you and I had a doubleheader softball game, go Figs, Figurehead Brewing.
Yes.
We were kind of keeping an eye on the first game score, and what really mattered was that first game when we just got way out ahead, way out in front, right? And we led very early, right? Dinger after dinger, decent pitching. That was really fun to see.
The best thing about that game was every single one of our batters got a hit. We had 14 total hits, and we had 5 guys had 2 hits in that game. JP Crawford right now is carrying a 12-game hitting streak. And I mean, our hitting for honestly, like the most part as of recent has been turning around. And obviously I love seeing it. I mean, I'm just getting more and more hyped. And like I texted a lot of our friends. I was like, man, I should make the playoffs this year.
We've discussed this honestly every single week on the podcast, right? But I think as Weifel at one episode, either it was last week or a couple of weeks ago, had mentioned he believes that this is not the year that the Mariners are going to the playoffs. I totally respect that. However, I am not yet counting them out, right? Yeah. We are 7.5 as we speak. It is June 27th. We are 7.5 games back from the Astros. The Astros are incredibly hot right now. Makes me really mad to say that. But that's the way it is, right? However, the Mariners are 3 games above 500, 41-38. I am not yet counting us out for a wild card position, right? That would require a lot of other teams to do poorly, and we cannot put we can't. The more I'm talking out loud about this, the more I might be regretting this. But at the same time, right? Like I legitimately do have faith that we do have a situation in which our boys can light a fire, right?
See, it just seems like whenever something bad happens, like somebody goes on the IL, Kyle Lewis, for example, somebody else steps up. But right now, it's like multiple guys are stepping up. JP Crawford continues to dominate. Right. And he just looks so freaking comfortable in the box. And he was saying actually in an interview, somebody was asking him like, hey, like JP, what's different? He goes, honestly, I'm in such a good spot where like everybody in the clubhouse, everybody in management from Jerry down and even above Jerry, everybody knows that JP is now a good player.
Yeah.
And we've known his glove has been phenomenal, but his bat was the one in question. And his bat has been the best bat all freaking year, except for the first 10 games of the season. After the first 10 games of the season,
I think it was more than just 10.
No, it was just.
I think it was more than just 10.
All right, fine, maybe. But it's been phenomenal. And then Shed Long's coming out. He's having his coming out party. Jake Fraley's been having his coming out party. Right. Continues to have phenomenal at bats. Ty France is finally hitting dingers again, which is great to see. Mitch Haniger did have an 0 for 16 stretch, but as of late in the past 3 games, he's been doing much, much better. Today in the last game, he hit that 3-run bomb to get us within 2, and that really got that chaos ball, that roller coaster of emotion going. Because I was watching I watched both games today. And I was just kind of getting pissed off at the lack of offense that we were producing in the beginning of game number 2 today.
Yeah, right.
And then that roller coaster comes around. We get hot late in the game. We get our walks. We get a hit by pitch. By the way, after Taylor Trammell did that bat flip, we all know Tony La Russa, his viewpoints on bat flips, and Tony La Russa is an old hag that can, you know what?
Eat sand.
You can eat sand. You can eat shit. I mean, I respect Tony La Russa.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend, but he's acting like a freaking idiot. And Taylor Trammell in the next at bat, the pitcher threw at him and it hit his butt. It hit his butt, which is like the best place to get hit. If you're asking to get hit, that's where a lot of the meat is, especially if you're a baseball player. They got big trunks, you know what I'm saying? The wagon on those boys is nice wagons. You know. But he got hit in the wagon, and he had to have gotten thrown at. Tony La Russa had to be like, you know what, peg this guy, throw at him. He did a bat flip. He disrespected us. Tony La Russa, screw you, man.
You think this was Tony La Russa that did that?
100%, dude. 100%. Tony La Russa is a sorry son of a bitch.
Hold on. Tony La Russa told his pitcher to throw at Taylor Trammell at the 9th inning.
It's not
the
confirmed.
Game was tied.
The game wasn't tied. No, because Taylor Trammell got on base and he.
Right.
So it wasn't tied yet. We were still down by like 6 runs.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just my my dissecting into the situation.
No, it sounds like that was a hot take.
Yeah, sure. Call it a hot take. I'm going to call it a normal take. I think that's what happened. But, you know, Tony La Russa is going to do what Tony La Russa is going to do. And they squeezed one out of us. Congratulations.
Well, guess what? Guess what Tony La Russa is going through? He's got a first-place team in the AL Central.
Yeah.
That's what he's going through.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I guess that kind of covers, you know, the week in review. Solid week. I mean, the Mariners right now in their last 10 games, we're 7-3. We've climbed to 7.5 back from first place for the Houston next to Houston, and then we're 5.5 back from a wild card spot. And so, I mean, I love where we're at right now, and we're creeping up towards the All-Star break. Speaking of, the finalists came out today for who's leading the charge for the All-Star votes. And the MLB needs to get this shit figured out, man. They are just having like the wrong guys that have the most votes just because it's all fan votes. And they need to allow, I said this last time too, they need to allow the players to vote. I mean, the players know best. They know their peers best, and they're not gonna try and rig anything. They're gonna vote for who actually deserves it. And maybe JP doesn't deserve a starting spot, but he does deserve to have way more votes and to be much closer in contention than where he's at, which he's like not even in the top like 10, which is just absurd. But one team does have to have a representative, and I'm gonna put all my chips on JP gonna be our rep. So you know, I hope that happens. And it also those trash. Did you see the jerseys that they put out for the All-Star game this year?
Yeah, I did.
They're moving away from the classic everybody wear your own team.
Yeah.
That's the dope thing about that, seeing all jerseys from all the different teams, but now they're all going to look the same, and it's just dumb.
Well, no, hold on. I'm pretty sure, I mean, for the last several years, right? Like I for one happened to go to the 2001 All-Star game when it wasn't here in Seattle. I happened to be in first grade, and I happened to have gone home before Cal Ripken Jr.'s home run because I had a migraine. But I'm pretty sure once
you're soft.
Yeah, well, that's why they call me Soft Schwabi. I'm pretty sure that once the game actually starts, right?
Do they call you Soft Schwabi after you have too much whiskey too?
That's not funny because no, that's just not it's not funny because it's not true. I'm fairly certain that before the game starts, right, they do their pictures and they have a specific jersey or whatever. It might be ugly. But I'm pretty sure once the game actually starts, right, if the National League in this situation, right, it's at Colorado, right? So I'm pretty sure that the National League team will be wearing their home jerseys, which will be white, right? And the away team, the American League, will be wearing gray jerseys. I just think it's all for
no, it's blue and white now. It's a blue jersey and white jerseys, and they have like like Seattle would have like their S like below below the chest. So if you're watching this on YouTube right now and you look at Max Schwab's polo, he's got the S right there, and that's kind of they're gonna have it a little bit lower than where that's at. But that's it. That's the only like showmanship that they're gonna have for the team that the player's on. So I personally don't like it at all. I think it's ugly. I think it's stupid. I like the tradition that we normally have of everybody wear your jersey. And the colors will still match. They're still but it's gonna say a different team because that's the way it should be. It's a damn All-Star game and they're representing their team. But Chris, the MLB doesn't like that anymore.
Let me get your take on this. Before we hop into our picks of the week, as you listeners might already be very much aware, it's just Chris and I this week. But when you think about it, right? Like when an All-Star game comes up and we only have one representative from the Seattle Mariners on the All-Star team, does that dampen your spirits?
Hell no. Because I mean, right now, I mean, we're in the area as fans, Seattle Mariner fans. We're in the spot that we know our team has collectively, for the most part of this year, been doing shit in terms of hitting. Pitching is a different story. Our bullpen's been phenomenal, and that's just been a lot of guys doing their job.
And yet, do we expect any of our bullpen pitchers to be in the All-Star game? Maybe Kendall Graveman, but Kendall Graveman hasn't ever since COVID protocol. He hasn't seen as many games, right?
Yeah. So I think it's just for that specific example with our bullpen, with the amount of guys that we've been using, it would be tough to get one in particular in there. Gravy, I guess, would be my guy to have go, but I mean, Seattle Mariners, we don't get any respect from anybody
since 2001.
Yeah, and actually, I also saw a tweet. Somebody from the Yankees media tweeted out like their predictions from like now until the end of the All-Star break, and we play the Yankees. They come to Seattle. I will be going to that game on a Thursday, July 8th. And we were the only team that they had them sweeping. So they're anticipating a sweep of the Seattle Mariners. But you guys are, I mean, come on. You guys aren't that good. You guys kind of suck. The Yankees kind of suck right now. And
I'm looking at the standings right now, and they are sitting exactly where we are in the wild card standing.
Yeah. And so, like, I mean, those guys, and we're much hotter than them right now. So I don't know, but one other thing I did want to bring up before we did move on is the second game against Colorado. I didn't like seeing Trevor Story hit 2 home runs, but I did like seeing Trevor Story hit 2 home runs because it was his safe go. And I want Trevor Story to get traded to the Seattle Mariners. I want him to be one of our infielders next year. And his contract's up at the end of this year. And seeing that he can hit some bombs in T-Mobile, that he's comfortable in there, it's kind of like, hey, Jerry, take a mental note, my guy. See what Mr. Trevor Story is doing. I would love to see Trevor Story on the Seattle Mariners. I did trade for him in my Road to the Show or Road to October in MLB The Show 21. And we won. We won the ship. Trevor Story hit a walk-off home run in like game 6 for me. So that was
the Mariners. The Seattle Mariners won the championship in a video game.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you're tripping, man.
You want to know how else I'm tripping?
You're tripping.
Question: when you're playing the show, your Road to October, March to October, whatever the hell it is. If you're losing the game, you ever restart?
See, No, see, no, no, I don't. However,
because I do.
Dude, well, uh, here's
it
the
gave
thing.
me a note after I restarted like a game. Is like, are you sure you want to do this? It won't count in like the record books. They're like,
And you're like, I am well aware.
Now, well, then I was. So I was like, all right, I'm still gonna do it.
Well, see, here's the thing. I did do that when I used to play like NCAA football. Right, I would just dominate with 3 consecutive seasons in which I would be undefeated and win every single thing. Oh
my god!
Oh, and of course I would win games 7 times 9. We'll call it
what's 7 times
7 times 9 56.
Ooh.
No, 8 times 7 is 56, and 7 times 9 therefore means 63, right? So I'd be winning 63-0. Maybe I'd give up a touchdown. But
you're talking NC2A. I thought you were talking MLB. I'm like 63-0.
No. I'm talking, but just the video game cheating situation. Yeah, I did that every once in a while.
Yeah,
it makes you feel good.
You're
right?
lying. You're lying if you've never done that. You're lying to yourself and to everybody else. You're lying. That's just simple.
I'm always looking out for my QB's stats, man. If he goes 40 for 45, then that's not a good enough day.
No, my favorite thing in those games is like doing the my player, like creating a guy, just making him the tallest and fattest you possibly could, and then up in all his attributes. Yeah. So he was just obviously just like the dominating thing of this absolute world. Like if an alien invasion came down, they would be like, that's the guy that we need to kill. Is my created player. So the big fatso that's 7 feet tall.
You remember Brian McFall?
No, of course.
He and I in high school, right? We would do the high school sleepovers, and he made a my player on my Xbox, and we named him Ronnie Silver Penis. So. We are going to air this on Spotify and Apple Music, but every single time that it was super funny. He was our quarterback that we cared so much about, that went 45 for 46 on completions, right? Every game. And the announcer would be like, Ronnie Silver Penis.
Wait, so the announcer actually said his name?
No, but we made that up.
Oh, you made that up. Okay, I got a funny story actually about this stuff. So I was playing back before a long time ago when I maybe in like 5th or 6th grade. I was playing MLB The Show or whatever it was back then on Xbox, and I was at the time pitching, and it was just against the computer. And my mom calls from upstairs and goes, "Hey, honey, dinner's ready." So like I'm pitching. I didn't put it on pause or nothing. I just put the controller down. I went upstairs, ate dinner, and chilled up there for a bit, and then forgot I was playing. Walked back downstairs. I was like, "Oh, the game's still on. Yeah, let me get back to playing." And so I pick up the controller. I'm sitting down, and the camera is just kind of in the crowds. So in the video game, the camera just going into the crowds. And it's been
I'm pretty sure you've already said this on.
I may have told you the story. I may have told you the story. No, I haven't said it on an episode. I know that.
I think you have, but I'm willing to listen again.
I have it. And the camera in the game is just on the crowds. And keep in mind, it's been 2 hours since I had touched a button. And the announcers are like, I kid you not, on my mother's life, on my grandmother's grave, that this actually happened. They're talking about somebody in the stands, and they're talking about a girl, and they're like, "Oh my God, she looks so hot. Oh my goodness." And they're talking like kind of dirty about this girl. And I'm like, what is going on? And like this, I didn't have a cell phone yet. I was still too young. I couldn't record anything back. Like this was in like the Nokia cell phone days when an iPhone didn't even exist yet. And they're talking dirty about a girl in the stands, like about her boobs and shit. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, Mom, come here. And I'm like losing my mind. I couldn't believe it. And I had to imagine like the guys that were creating this game, they were like, there's no chance that anybody's ever going to be sitting like in a screen for 2 hours and nothing's going to happen. So like they planted that in there thinking that nobody would ever see it. But hey, I saw it. I heard it. It happened. And I'm on to you guys. I'm on to you. So that was crazy, man. That was like the craziest shit I ever heard.
There was an off-brand MLB video game. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like it wasn't the show or something. I'm pretty sure
it was like Blitz, NFL Blitz, right?
Yeah, you know, like there would be Slugfest. That's what it was. There would be instances where someone would be so hot and their bat would be on fire because they're hitting so well, or they're super pissed off, and you can easily throw punches or whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it wasn't that game?
I never played Slugfest.
It just was a professional...
I played Slugfest, but 100%. This was like today's MLB The Show. It was that, you know, it's similar to that. It was not Slugfest. Right. But no, yeah, I on my grandmother's grave, that actually happened. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. But yeah. So moving on. What's coming up?
What do we have? Score wise, right? Pick of the week.
Oh, pick of the weeks. Yes. Thanks for reminding me, because last week, Evan Barron, we thought won. I went back and did a recount because I was a little suspect about the calculations.
Chris, I won by 2021. We don't do recounts anymore.
Yeah, well, we try. Not me, but some people. Yeah, I was not in that boat. But I just got to say that I was not in that recount vote for the recount vote. But I did a recount for the pick to hit, and I won. And I didn't get a pick first, but it doesn't matter because I don't think I would have picked the winner.
Well, guess what? No one else here is on the podcast to recognize your victory, except for me.
They'll be listening to it tomorrow, or tonight. I don't know, whatever. But this week, so Evan's 1-0, I'm 1-0, and or Evan's 2-0, I'm 1-0. That's where we currently sit right now, ladies and gentlemen. But this week,
no. You're not 2-0 if
I'm 1-0.
You're not 1-0 if Evan has 1-2. That means you're 1-2.
Or I got one win. I don't think we're
yeah.
It's just most wins. Just most wins is what we're doing. But I had Jake Bowers, and Max had Ty France. Evan had JP Crawford, and Zweifel had Mitch Haney. Haney won by he ended up having 9 points. And then the rest of our guys, JB had 4, Ty had 4, and then JP had 6. And
what was it that Haney and JP did this week if they're the top 2?
Well, Haney hit that 3-run bomb today, which was huge.
Yeah.
And so basically for you fans, what we're doing for calculating this is seeing whoever had the most fantasy points, because the scoring system that they use is the exact same scoring system that we use. And to find the numbers, it's much easier for us to just go see what they did in terms of fantasy points. And so that's what we did. That's the points that they got this week. But yeah, Haney had that bomb. When you hit a bomb, 3 runs, that's 7 points right there for you. Right. So he did well. But Zweifel won. Picked to hit this week, and I didn't ask them yet, but with both of them not there, it sucks to suck, or not here on this show tonight. Sucks to suck, but they don't get a pick before us because they're not here. They're not here. And so we'll have to text them for their picks. But for this week's pick to hit, so coming up this week, we are playing the Blue Jays, and we got the Rangers.
Wait, remind me where the Blue Jays games are going to be played.
Blue Jays games are not going to be in Toronto. They're not. No, they're going to be in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, I've been watching. That's right. I've seen highlights at some random field.
Yeah.
The reason I asked is I was concerned because whenever Blue Jays games,
I know.
Exactly. When they're played in Seattle, it's overwhelming. And
it's not only Blue Jays, it's the Yanks, it's the Red Sox, it's the Cubs, it's the Dodgers, it's any big name team that comes to town.
All storied franchises, right?
Yeah, right. Which goddamn that my take on that.
No, I understand
my take on that.
I'm on the same boat.
I hate nothing more. I hate nothing more than that. But yeah, coming up, we got the Blue Jays, and then we got the Rangers, and so I'm gonna put my money on Seager. I'm picking Seager this week because we play Texas. And when we play Texas, Seager takes a big old doozy on them, and he lights it up when we play the Rangers. So
is it being played in Arlington?
No, it's in Seattle. And
I was going to say everything is bigger in Texas. So when Seager takes a big dookie on on Texas, it's going to be bigger in Texas.
Yeah, my guy Randy Marsh knows all about big shits. Randy Marsh took the biggest shit in the world, and that was Bono.
It's a South Park reference. How refreshing!
Dude, Randy is easily my favorite South Park.
Yes.
Character.
He's
the weed episode in South Park when he's smoking weed for the first time.
Oh, the medicinal fried chicken.
Dude, he starts using his nuts as a bouncing ball. And you know those balls you used to hop on in kindergarten or in grade school PE class.
The hoppity hops.
Yeah, the hoppity hops. He was using his nutsack as a hoppity hop, and I'm like, this is incredible. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Moving on.
But so yeah, we got Toronto, and then we got Texas. But the biggest news here, ladies and gentlemen, for this upcoming week, first game against the Texas Rangers, Friday, July 2nd, is full capacity night at T-Mobile Park. The first full capacity that we have been able to have since pre-COVID. And the Mariners, hats off to the marketing department, ticket department, whoever the hell comes up with this decision of pricing the tickets. They put tickets at $5 for opening night, for full capacity night. $5 tickets, dude. Unreal. And so I expect a large amount of people there. I'm going to be there. Max, are you coming with?
I was just about to ask you. I do plan on going there. I have a couple of friends myself that are going. And it's funny, right?
What I'm going to do is, because I'm going to get there like a couple hours early, because normally I don't like to sit in the beer garden. I like to watch the game and actually be able to pay attention to what's happening in the beer garden. Unless you're in that front row, you can't see shit. Right. So I'm going to get there like at when the gates open, and I'm going to get to that front row. I'm going to get a table. I'm going to set shit on it, and I'm going to make sure that us, the other people that we're with, we're able to have that best seat in the house, which would be right there.
Yes.
Right there in left center. And that's, what that is. That's home run territory. And the way I've been playing softball lately, I got a gold glove coming my way. I'm just saying.
My ass.
Oh, hey, my glove has been phenomenal.
My glove
has been phenomenal.
You know what? Eric Kimpton, our coach of our softball team, put me in second base because we were down a man at second base, and I made a hell of a play, and I didn't get any recognition until immediately after the fact, and then everyone forgot about it, right? But you're sitting there at shortstop, letting all sorts of balls go straight up the middle, right?
Yeah,
and leaving all the work for the outfielders.
They were out of my reach. Right? They're out of my reach. I mean, hey, I've been eating shit up, man. I'm a brick wall sometimes,
I don't know, man.
I mean, I've been doing real well. But another thing about this softball, man, we as you just turned 27. I've been 27 since November. I'm noticing being older, man. And my back today, I got this foam roller back here that y'all can't see. I was on it for like 2 hours today because my back was just killing me. 2 hours before the game, I had to using a foam roller on my bicep because it hurt so bad. I felt like I needed Tommy John surgery. I've been getting sore, man. I've been getting real sore, and it's hurting. But
here's the thing:
we need to stretch. We need to stretch.
Yeah, I just like my whole hot take on, not even a hot take, just like a general, genuine piece of advice on meditation. Not only should we be meditating, but if you're not into meditating, that's totally understandable. The least you can do is stretch your goddamn body.
Yes,
because who knows the age difference from for our listeners, right? I mean, young to old folks, but regardless, you should be stretching your body. And I remember playing our softball game, right? It was in the dead of heat, right? And we were drinking beers and maybe a little bit too not enough water, right? But it got to the point where everyone was like, "Oh my God, I can't run," or "Oh my thighs
people
are
are pulling
cramping."
Hammies. Like my brother pulled his quads.
Yeah, like that shouldn't be happening at our age. Period.
No,
it just shouldn't.
But
right? Like after 30, maybe you might start having that conversation. It's a little bit more, but we're less than 30 years old. We're 26, 27, 28, right? So, here's what I'll say to our listeners, right? Stretch your goddamn muscles. Stretch them, and drink water.
Yeah,
right?
You got to. But another thing you should also do: get them damn tickets to July 2nd. Get to that game. It's going to be it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to just see. Playing the Rangers, I don't know if we have anybody. Yeah, we don't have our pitcher scheduled yet for that game. It's TBD. But I mean, as long as it's not Justice Sheffield, we have a real good chance of getting that W. We do. We have a real good chance of getting that W.
So what should we do to sign off then? I mean, not necessarily sign off, but on our Instagram, right? We should promote something that says. Keep in mind, listeners, we're not sponsored by jack shit yet.
Nope.
And actually, on that topic, Chris and I have something in the works. Specifically, Chris will come up with that in a little bit. But stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that ammunition for another episode once we really have those plans fine tuned. But I got something in the works, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
I do.
Exactly. He does. Chris Sobba always is. He's thinking of something. Oftentimes I don't know what it is, but
I've also been trying to get Shed Long on the podcast, and I've been tweeting at him every single day, and I'm going to tweet at him until he replies.
What?
Yeah,
we got to be professional.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we got to be ourselves, Max. I'm professional with it. I'm not like. I'm tweeting, that's the way we do it. That's how you contact these guys. Well, I mean, what am I going to do? Send them an email? You want me to type up an email? Send them that? You want me to cold call?
I mean,
I'll cold call them on the number I don't have, Max. What do you want me to do here? What else do you want me to do to be professional?
I still got Zoom info. I still got Zoom.
Shed Long is on Zoom info? Get out of here. You get out of here.
All right. Well, listen, goodness. let's give our final wrapping up thoughts, right? It's 10 o'clock on Sunday, June the 27th. I'm sitting in my room. Yeah, I'm dripping sweat.
Dude, from every part of my body.
That's right.
It's ridiculous.
TMI.
Dude, every part. I had a fan. Like I had my legs like up, and I had a fan helping me out earlier today. I was sitting there for like 30 minutes, just like cooling off, man.
On that note, I'm sorry, listeners.
I mean, if you're a dude and you haven't done that before, do it. It is it's intense and it's beautiful and it's just so nice. I mean, it's a breeze to the boys, and the boys need some air. And if it's 100 degrees and your boys aren't getting air, you're doing it wrong.
It's 10 o'clock on Sunday, June 27th. Monday Mojo coming at you on a Sunday. We're dropping on a Monday. Folks, if you're in Seattle, take care of yourself. Please drink water, stretch your muscles, and then drink some more water. Do what you can to stay cool. Get on any sort of body of water. Chris, do you have anything else to say as we sign off?
Yeah, who's your pick to hit?
Oh, for crying out.
I'm sitting over here like this guy's trying to wrap the episode up without doing a pick to hit.
I didn't even think about that.
No, I picked Seager, and we're going against Toronto, and then we're going against the Rangers.
Okay. Chris has got Seager. See, I am a finance man myself. When you look at a stock that has been climbing rapidly, like Luis Torrens, you do not invest in that stock. So give me Drake Fraley this week.
Rake Fraley. I like to pick a Rake Fraley. Okay. So Chrissy's got Kyle Siegs because we're playing the Rangers. So I expect him to go the F off.
Yep.
And I don't expect him to F off. I expect him to go the F off. I hope we all got that clearly. And we'll figure out who the other guys got because they couldn't make it today. And you know what? The Mariners are one of the hotter teams in baseball right now, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a stretch to where coming up here until the All-Star break, we have a stretch to really do some things and carry that momentum into the All-Star break and, furthermore afterwards. But I'm real excited about this squad. I'm real excited about the boys and what we're doing. Justice Sheffield, figure it out. The rest of the squad, keep doing what you're doing. Monday Mojo recorded on Sunday, dropped on a Monday. Go Mariners.
Go Mariners. Thanks for listening.